There were a lot of arguments, a lot of fights. My relationship fell apart in November of last year. I got the divorce papers right away. She rented her own place, moved out of the house. After joining the program, for one, I was changing, and two, everyone around me started to see it. And slowly, slowly, the ice started to break. In April, there was a major breakthrough where we decided that we would be together after all.
Robert, in just 3 months, went from the point of, we're getting divorced, I'm moving out, I want nothing to do with you, to the point of, let's fix this, I love you, I want to be with you again. See how he did it? And listen to this incredible story.
I mean, yeah, specifically, my relationship fell apart in November of last year, but the whole process had been going on much, much earlier. So I think it took at least a year for it to happen until finally that balloon swelled to such a size that it just burst. And it burst in November of last year.
Okay, so 2024. I see. So basically 6 months ago, that's when the final breakup happened. What were the reasons for the breakup?
The reasons were various due to my character, which was terrible at that time. At least that's how it seems to me. However, there were also financial issues that we couldn't handle. There were a lot of arguments, a lot of fights, there were inconsistencies, misunderstandings. The emotional balance was definitely broken. She had been withdrawing much, much earlier. There were talks of breaking up before, but we tried somehow. I think I tried more. I tried much harder to convince her not to let it happen. I got the divorce papers right away. She rented her own place, moved out of the house.
Tell me, what happened after the breakup? Did you try to fight for this relationship yourself, or did you give up and stop reaching out?
I tried, after the first month, to actually fight for it myself. I tried everything, the things that you obviously advise against in the course. Of course, it didn't have any effect. And after about 2 months, I found video on TikTok, on Facebook. And at some point, I decided that I had to try something since I couldn't do it on my own. I needed to get professionals for this.
When did you join the program?
3 months ago, Robert, I don't remember exactly.
What was the situation between you and your wife when you joined the program? Was there any conversation, any dialogue left, or was it more like,
No, not really anymore. There was no dialogue, no conversation. It was more like it turned into a slow, very slow dying, so to speak, of our mutual relationship. There were fewer and fewer of those conversations, and if they did happen, it was only to settle things with the children. Maybe some current matters regarding the children, and that was it. There was more aggression than any kind of dialogue between us.
okay, so she was very withdrawn and generally like she didn't want anything from you at that point?
Exactly.
Okay, and tell me more about the kids. How many kids do you have?
We have two kids,
How old are they?
a son and a daughter. My son is 23 now. My daughter's 16.
Okay, what happened when you joined the program?
What happened? I started to change. First of all, I started to change. All the courses I went through, all the things I tried to implement from those courses started to have a very strong impact.
Uh-huh. Can you tell me right away which courses those were? Which ones you liked the most?
I'll put it this way. I'd have to read them all because I don't remember the titles, but definitely like how to fix the balance of feelings, friend for life, how to change yourself, healthy eating, healthy living, how to become a friend. Well, a ton. Practically every one of those courses I started going through caused me to change. And also, everyone around me started to see what was happening. And subsequent meetings and further sort of opportunities or attempts at contact on my part started to be very effective.
Okay, and how did your wife find out that you were changing if you had such limited contact?
At some point, I think she had a bad day because at a moment when I was trying to find out something about our daughter, it ended up that we should meet and talk. I don't know how it happened or what.
And was that on her initiative?
It was like I felt that she needed to talk. After every phone call we made, she would end the conversation really quickly and hang up, and that was it. But that one single time, it was like she didn't want to end the call. She wanted to keep talking. So I thought, okay, maybe I'll suggest a meeting. And actually, the meeting happened without any problem, without a moment's hesitation. It went through. We met at a restaurant on neutral ground. And in that restaurant, we started talking about what was really going on with us. It started to be a normal, casual conversation. And in that place, something actually started to happen. Among other things, I started talking about what changes were happening, what it looked like. She herself stated, seeing me, that I lost 20 kilograms in 3 months. So,
Wow.
yeah, that was a lot. So she asked where that came from, how and all. Look. And slowly, slowly, the ice started to break.
Uh-huh. Okay, and what do you mean by slowly, slowly? How long did that ice breaking actually take?
When I joined the program at the end of January, it was actually until the end of April.
Uh-huh.
Until the end of April, we had those conversations. In April, there was a major breakthrough where we decided that we would be together after all.
Mm-hmm. Great. Tell me a bit more about that process, if you could elaborate on it, because there was that one breakthrough meeting you mentioned, and what happened after? Did you start meeting regularly after that, like every week, or how did it go?
Yes, we were regular after that, in the sense that if either of us felt the need, it turned out we saw each other at least once a week. We tried to talk to each other. We tried to just be together, although there was never any physical contact, not even so-called hand-holding.
Uh-huh.
However, there were many, many conversations, and it seems to me that at that point, compared to the beginning, there were a lot of meetings. Thanks to the program and the courses, I started to perceive this reality differently. I started to see my wife as a person differently and see my own mistakes. I changed my behavior. I changed the way I talk. I changed my whole approach to life, to all of it. And our meetings became more and more intense. Although at one point in very early April, it happened that there was probably a bit of an overload of it all. And suddenly the contact broke off for literally a week and a half or two. And after those 2 weeks, there was a phone call from my wife saying she wanted to see me. She wanted to meet. She had some problems with the dentist, asking if I could drive her there. I said, "No problem." I happened to have some free time then, so we went. And really, from the moment we left for that dentist, we haven't been apart since.
Okay, good. And tell me now, it's like the first half of May. What is the relationship between you like now? Are you officially together now?
We are officially together. Our parents, friends, and siblings have been informed about it. We've been living together for about 4 weeks now. We live together. We rented an apartment together. My wife's condition for coming back to me was that she would keep her rented apartment for herself so she would feel safer and wouldn't have to go through her trauma again. Then, after moving in, after about a week and a half, she give it all up, and we put everything on one card, which is to be together. We have a lot of conversations. Practically every evening, we have time to talk to each other. We touch on all topics, all the important topics for us, life topics and beyond, and just ordinary mundane ones.
Uh-huh.
A lot has changed. A lot has changed in our views. Above all, we both started leading a healthy lifestyle. I had already been doing that since joining the program, even a little bit before. Maybe the program was such a strong stimulus and impulse for me. We go through a lot of things from these courses, together as a couple. Maybe not all of them, but most. The ones that allow for changes on both sides. She also became very intrigued by this course, my wife. And so it's been going on like that. I hope it'll keep going even better.
Great. And tell me, what was her reaction like when she found out that you were in a course like this? In our program,
Very positive, very positive. because for many, many years, she'd been urging me to change my life and my behavior by seeing a psychologist or taking part in something just like this. So she took it very positively.
Actually, I just have one more question to wrap up. Let's imagine someone is listening who's wondering whether it's worth joining the program or not. What would you advise such a person?
What would I advise? I'll just say this. The program didn't just change my approach to my wife or make it possible for her to return to my life, but above all, it changed me. My first contact with the program was through Mr. Meikle, and Mr. Mitchell said something very important right at the start, which stuck in my memory, and I'm still holding on to it because he said, "It doesn't matter if we get back together or if we don't. What matters is that you use this program and everything in it for yourself." And that was very wise because that's exactly what allowed me to change. And regardless of what might have happened, this change came at a very good time and went in a very good direction. So it really did me a lot of good.
Okay, great. Great, Robert. I really thank you so much for this feedback. I think it will be, well, it is very valuable. And all the more congratulations for committing to this program, because that's what it really depends on. You did the work, we could only point the way for you, but you're the one who walked it. So that's great. We created a program with my team of psychologists at the Relationship Psychology Institute where we help people after a breakup to fix that relationship that no longer exists, that's already fallen apart, even in a situation where the other person wants nothing from you and explicitly says they don't love you anymore. And only you want to fight for this person because you know they're the love of your life and you know this relationship's worth fighting for. And in such situations, we have a truly huge number of successes. We have plenty of success stories on our website. If you want to join those people who got their relationship back after a breakup, then I invite you to fill out the form and book your first free qualifying interview for our program. For 3 months, you'll get full support from a psychologist on call nonstop, and we'll put you through all our development programs and workshops, working hard to help you understand the reasons for the breakup, build key relationship skills, grow significantly, and go through a kind of a deep personal transformation because all of this will give you the best chance of actually getting that partner back. So, on one hand, a strategic approach to how to behave, what to say, and when to suggest a meeting. But on the other hand, truly deep growth. And all of this combined produces really incredible results. Because if, in the meantime, you become the ideal partner for your ex and your ex notices that, through the change in your behavior, as is often naturally the case, then renewing that contact in a calm, attractive way will often be a mere formality. So, if you want our help with this process, visit institutesviascos.pl and book your free call right now.